Hello there. Oh, great! I'm getting all red as well. Oh, good. That's good, isn't it? It's always good when that goes wrong. So, theoretically, I'm streaming now, but everything about it has gone completely wrong. I wonder why I'm getting such red streamy time alerts. Oh, it seems to be settling down now. Speaking of settling, so, hi everyone! Today we're going to be playing some The Settlers. And I'm just going to switch on the Settlers. Just switch it on, hang on a minute. Here it comes on. Here it comes. Here it is. Yeah, now, notice the horrible block of white on the right there. That's because it won't do the chat properly anymore. Isn't this great? This is very exciting, and everything's going brilliantly, isn't it? Look at this, it's space. That's not very settlery.
I'm very disappointed. You assembled the gods against me and said, "He is dead. Of his pity for man hath he died."
I assure you, this is all just an innocent misunderstanding.
I know that voice
You're
from
banished.
future Settler games.
Banished?
To Earth.
Earth?
Is that a problem?
But the Earth is green. Thank you, Concura.
There we go. So, I know that there's a great big white block instead of a chat window. I'm going to get into that in just a moment, but first of all, I'm just going to say that I'm doing this. So, twitch.tv/DemonTomatoDave, something I have to type out manually on my phone every time. I'm streaming. Yeah, I haven't done that in ages. But it's settler time. I'm building little woodcutters' huts and hopefully raising some tiny pigs. There. Okay, so now, let's go into the old Discord. Tomato Dave. Have to type that out by hand every time. There we go. There we go. So, as I'm sure you can see... oh, that's interesting. Okay, so I was about to say there's nothing but just a block of white. Is that... Can you hear me over the music? Let me turn it down a bit. There's nothing but a block of white, I was going to say, on the right-hand side where the chat should be. But now you can see that it's turned into a little tiny bit of my desktop background. Now, why is that? Let's see if I can change that. Properties. And then yes, let's say like that. Okay. If this works, I will be excited. No. So, I'm currently... oh, and Popeye's here. That's good. I'm currently... OBS has just decided it's wrong now and doesn't work, so this is me window capturing the chat. And that's the best that it can do at that. It's not very impressive, is it? It's literally seeing directly through the chat window that I'm trying to capture and to my desktop background. So what I'm going to have to do is just read out everything you say. That'll be exciting, won't it? So let's remove that. And now that we've done that, we can expand the actual game screen to fill the screen. Why not? There we go. There we go. So, what's happening now is I'm going to play some The Settlers 4. Now, it's going to look very similar to The Settlers 3, except it isn't. It's a completely different game, and it's totally different, and everyone agrees that it's remarkably different and not the same. Let me just move my microphone closer to my face. What are my levels like? And all of that. Hello to everybody. So, here's what's happened so far. So, Sebita has said, "Hello, it all looks completely wrong, yes. Omga Ubisoft, and have you tried removing the chat applet thingy and adding it again? Well, yes, I've been doing that for the last 45 minutes. Manco is here and says 3D CG was a mistake, at least in the early 2000s, and he's absolutely right, but he may not have seen the even worse 2D animated intro to Settlers 3. We're actually incredibly grateful of the one that we got with Settlers 4. Sabita says there's a block of not white now. Quite right. Popeye Otaku says I am here. 3-letter Max says hello. Sabita says hello to Max. Popeye Otaku says you better work on your Popeye impression then. No, I'm not going to. I'm not going to. And and Ash Yesharath says, hello you! I'm afraid I won't be here for long. Hope you enjoy this game that you have. I hope that as well. And I'm hoping that I'm going to enjoy a different game that I'm going to have later. But for now, let's not worry about that too much. And let's just... God, it's so difficult to stream games. I've got to set my microphone up. There we go. That's still in this being set up at the moment. Let's just play it. So, I'm going to play the tutorial. Yeah, even though this game is very similar to the Settlers 3, I've forgotten how to play that, and I never quite figured it out. Popeye's asking if I'm finally going to play a real game like Popeye 3 Wrestle Crazy on the Specky. Listen, do you know that Popeye 1 on the Specky is one of my all-time, like, the games that's changed the way I look at the whole world? Have I told you about that? We'll do that another day. Have I? I haven't streamed Popeye yet. Flippy dippity. Right, let's get some tutorial done. So this is the re-release of Settlers 4, so things are a little bit kind of optimized. I don't know if that's going to be a good thing or not. Welcome to the tutorial. Can you even read that? Welcome to the tutorial for the Settlers 4. This text window explains the individual tasks which await you, while the lower window contains the instructions themselves. Now, what does that mean? What lower window is it talking about? That's as low as you can get. I assume that has replicated the text from the original tutorial without changing it to reflect what they've done for the remaster. Nevertheless, if you happen to get a bit lost at any stage during the tutorials, simply left-click on the text window and you'll be returned to your starting point. Oh, really? Oh, that was quite good. Okay, cool. Can I do that now? Yes, great. In order to complete the tutorial successfully, this is very, very small letters. I'm almost finding it difficult to read them. You should make sure that you read the text in these windows very carefully. Simply follow the instructions and you'll be fine. If you want to quit a mission, hit the escape key and then confirm your choice. Well, I don't. You may also find the F12 key useful during the tutorial missions, as it allows you to jump forward by 1 minute. Oh, that is useful. Okay. Also, my F12 key on my keyboard has the secondary function of shutting down the PC. And I sometimes accidentally press it when I'm trying to turn up the volume, which is the F11 key and the function key. So it'll be very exciting, won't it, if I try and skip ahead a minute in the game and accidentally shut my PC down. Let's take a look at how we move the camera first. Start off by pressing down the right mouse button and then move the mouse without releasing the button. That's right. In those days, they really had to teach us the very basics of what a computer even was. So I've done that. Oh, wait. Move the camera to the snowman in the west of your settlement. I certainly will. Oh, there we go. Yeah, there's a snowman, sure enough. Nice. Nice. Good, but you can do more than just move the camera around the playing area. You can zoom in and out as well. To try this, move the mouse backwards and forwards while holding both mouse buttons down. Really? Okay, well, it works, but I don't want to do that. I can just use the mouse wheel, so that's okay. If your mouse has a mouse wheel, you can also zoom the camera. Yeah, great, cool. Take a look at the left-hand side of the screen. Underneath the overview map, have I remembered to put my cursor on? Yes. Oh, the chat! Because you can't see the chat, so here's what's been happening. Right, Max says that the 4 behind the logo reminds them of Oblivion. Popeye... Max. I'm sorry. Popeye Attacker says, I need to play it. I have the C64 port. Yeah. Okay, what? Of the original game, the first game that I mentioned before, the Specky game. I don't know what the C64 port is like. I'll have to look it up. Manco says, Settlers 4 intro looks like a student project. Was the intro for 3 animated by a class of toddlers? Oh, Manco, go and just hop on YouTube and look it up. That's exactly how it appears. And Poppy Tucker says, the sequel's not so good. Yeah, I thought the first one was alright. As in the second game. It was alright, but no, it was no original Popeye. Sabita says, should I watch the Popeye movie Dave's been tweeting about lately? Well, of course, and particularly I tweeted 2 clips that you should watch and assess whether you want to see more of a film like that. But it's absolutely brilliant. Max says, probably I haven't, setting us up for the next joint watch that we're going to have to do as a Discord. Popeye Taku replies, Sebita, what other Disney family films feature the heroine singing about blue toes? And then he says a rude word. The word dick. And then Sabita says sold. And Max just goes after and says, what? And Popeye Taku recommends looking up the lyrics to He's Large from Popeye. But no, I don't recommend you do that. I recommend instead that we get together as a Discord and we watch Popeye. Small Pink Dragon says, you can't make me read, Dave. Hello, Small Pink Dragon. And then they're talking about Popeye. That's something I'm usually inclined to do, but on this occasion, let's skip ahead. Remember in Sims 2, when if you built a snowman, a penguin would sometimes walk up and talk to it, says Popeye Otaku. But I never played The Sims 2. Ampsound accuses me of still being on Windows 95 and therefore needing an upgrade, but no, quite the opposite. In fact, I've upgraded Windows 10, and now I get screen tearing and frame skipping in VLC, and moving files to folders and unzipping zip and RAR files takes forever. Thanks, Windows, you're great, aren't you? What else have we got? Manco has now watched the Settlers 3 intro on YouTube in the time that it's taken us to do this. Yeah. Okay, Max seems not to be mad. Sorry, Max! Where is this Discord, says Papa Otaku. Listen, you're welcome on the Discord. You may have to not talk like Popeye all the time, because that'll get really annoying in a Discord setting. I'll sort you out with a link, or someone else can do that in a minute. VG Dad Plays is here, saying, hooray, screen tearing, everyone's favourite, and Small Pink Dragon says, hi, this is the account of Mizu from Twitter. Oh, of course, had no idea you streamed. I should pay more attention to the links on my timeline. Well, no, I should stream more. I haven't done it in a very long time, but we're going to do it now. So, there. Now to the game. Take a look at the left-hand side of the screen. Underneath the overview map at the top, that's that, you will see 4 gold buttons for buildings, settlers, production, and statistics. These are the 4 basic divisions of the command center from Power Rangers. I found out today, by the way, that the Ninja Turtles movie from 1990, they finally released the score on CD and vinyl. And the CD is sold out and isn't on eBay. Plenty of copies of the vinyl are available on both venues, but not the CD. And, you know, obviously vinyl, kind of cool, but CDs, I'm actually likely to ever listen to them. And so, that is disappointing to me. Because, for a number of reasons, the Ninja Turtles soundtrack, just one of the reasons, the Ninja Turtles soundtrack contains one of my favourite examples of hardy ha ha, the person is being silly music, and I believe I can cue that up for you now if I can find where I put it. Yes, here it is. So imagine someone's doing something silly. This is the music that goes with that. Oh wait, you won't be able to hear that because I've turned OBS down. Wow, streaming is so stupid. Here's the sound, here's the music of what streaming is like. It's being silly. Look how silly it's being. There we go. That's one of the all-time best music cues in films, as far as I'm concerned. And me and Abby, whenever we're doing something stupid, we will start going and that has been the case for 15 years now, while we have lived here. Now, before that time, I was a pet of my master Yoshi, and mimicking his movements from my cage and learning the mysterious art of ninja, I used to play the Settlers. So that's what we're going to do now. I don't know if you can hear the annoying music, or if it's too loud, or what. And it's gone away again, because streaming is so good. These poorly coloured trees look familiar, says Manco, but this is totally not Settlers 3, so it must be in my imagination. No, you're absolutely right. It looks the same as Settlers 3. Manco says that the... Oh no, that was Manco. And then the chat moved, so I'm going up again. This is very good, isn't it? This is how I'm going to do this stream, by reading out the chat all the time. Popeye Taku says that the Turtles movie was shot in his town, as was the Mario. Oh, you live near the cement factory. Sweet. Ah, cool. You ever been in there? Small Pink Dragon says the only stuff that gets shot in my town are Marvel movies and The Walking Dead and Stranger Things. Oh yeah, that's disappointing, isn't it? 3 of the most popular things there is. Oh, boo-hoo. But not as good as either the Mario or Turtles movie. Sabita says, Manco, you say poorly coloured. I say remarkable nonetheless. And Max says the vinyl artwork for that Turtle sounds amazing. Yes, it is. It is. I completely agree. A lot of moving parts in streaming, agrees VG Dads. Oh gosh, this music just time walked back to me being 5. Oh, so you did play this then. Let me crank it up. Oh wait, do you mean the Turtles music? Max says that this sounds like banjo music a decade early, and again, I don't know which music they're referring to. Sabita, the silly music was just from the Ninja Turtles movie, but you can find it by going on YouTube or SoundCloud and finding Ninja Turtles 1990 complete soundtrack. Right, so... Okay then. Okie doke. And... There we go. I think... Well, it's just that this sounds a bit banjo-y as well, doesn't it? Let's play the game, shall we? So here are the buttons, right? They're buildings, yeah? Settlers, right? Production, and statistics, yeah? And those are the 4 basic divisions of the command center. Where Zordon lives. How's it? Now it's time for you to construct your first building. We're going to take the wood hut as cut, as this provides your settlement with wood. Without this vital raw material, the music will just switch randomly off, and you'll have no chance of building up a settlement. Okay, so click it. Oh, I see. They're saying that when they said earlier about the 2 windows, they mean this bit of text is the top window, and that bit of text is the bottom window. Oh, I've just got ever so much of a hankering to go to the Trafford Centre and eat some ribs. I'm going to do that. Yes, that's what we're going to do soon. Me and Abby might go there this weekend. Oh, that'd be nice. Ooh, that'd be nice. Might do that. Oh, you ever been there? You've been to the Trafford Centre? It's a big shopping centre in Manchester, and if you go upstairs to the American Bar and Grill, they will give you some ribs that'll knock off your socks. No, they're just normal ribs, but it was the first time I had ribs was there, you know, as just their own meal, so I guess I got all excited about it. Chicken and ribs I had it as at the time. Maybe I would just have ribs now, because that's what I like. Oh, wait, but now I've just remembered that it was like just half a chicken and some ribs, so it's not like a couple of slabs of chicken. It was like a chicken. It was like half a chicken anyway, and you can get it off the bones. Oh, it was barbecue sauce all over that. Bit of sweet corn. Coleslaw. Oh, I'm going. Right, we're going. Let's have a woodcutter's hut in the command center, because it's getting in Alpha's way. We're going to put it down there. Now, note that we're in the bad sort of settling that I don't like, where all the settlers are just there already, instead of coming out on sweet little paths where you build things, and there's all these horrible dots everywhere. Oh well. What I'm going to do to cheer myself up is have a digestive biscuit. Well, the settlers have already got to work, being unpleasant to look at. But at least they're better than they were in 3, right? They've redone the character models. They're not quite as grotesque anymore. Let's see if this McVitie's digestive... Uh-oh! I did a plug there. I should have waited for them to pay me. I'll be waiting a while. I'm going to see if that is grotesque, because... Not such a good plug for McVitie's digestives, you may think, but... In fact, I've just left the packet open for a very long time, so it's my fault, not theirs. Although, if they'd made them nicer, perhaps I wouldn't have left the packet open for such a long time. Let's see. Well, perfect knife. Oh, crunchy. Yep. That digestive in tippy-top condition. They say fruits, says Manco, were different in the past, before humans selectively grew them. Were trees and bushes all neon-coloured in the 90s? Why else did all N64 games colour them like this? I think you're onto something there. The 90s was long before we started to cultivate fruit. Ampersand is regretting having ramen now when Dave is talking about having barbecue ribs this weekend. Well, listen, I'm not having barbecue ribs today. The weekend is still young. There's still time. I'm not having ribs today, for definite, because we don't have any. Actually, we don't have anything, so I don't know what we are having this weekend. I mean, today. probably Abby will come home with having bought some food. Or she'll tell me to stop doing this and go and buy some food, in which case that is what I'll do, and screw the lot of you. Yeah, that's right. How do you like that? That's right, yeah. I value both my wife above you and my, you know, continued existence, which is sustained with the use of food, which sometimes I have to go out and purchase. Yeah, I haven't really planned this stream ahead properly, otherwise it might have started on time, and I might be playing the game by now. Demon Digestive Dave, nice, I like that. Bonairy is disappointed in the lack of biscuits in their hotel room. Hey, wait, what are you doing in a hotel? That's exciting. What's going on in the hotel world, or in the world that means you're in a hotel room to enjoy it? I was in a hotel just last weekend, for I was at TF Nation, which stands for Transformers Now Are Trending in horrible nerdy places. And that is what was happening. The Transformers were trending in a horrible nerdy place, but it was a lovely nerdy place. And so it's now called TF Nation, which sounds a lot like TF Nation, so they don't mind that. Here's Twitchster Apple, hello there. Insomnia Gaming Festival at the NEC? Bonairy, where's the NEC? I'm genuinely asking you this question. Tell me in what town the NEC is. And we'll play a bit of Settlers while I wait for that. Manco is off to buy food as well because he is a traitor. Let's do what we have to do next. All done and dusted. Now watch as one of your settlers grabs an axe and moves into the building. You can tell from the red flag on top of the hut that an industrious little woodcutter has taken up residence. Birmingham, Bonairy, I thought so. That is where I was last weekend. I was at the Hilton that's near to that. Just over the road, I think. And I wanted to go over to see the NEC because it's the site of a wonderful memory of mine. And here comes that memory. In 1992, in the latter end of 1992, may even have been as late as December, we went there to Games Master Live, which was a big, basically what we would now call a games convention. And lots of companies were there, and I got to go on virtuality, and they had the Sega bus, on which I could have played Sonic 2 if only I had queued up earlier. And it was the first time I would have seen Sonic 2. I realise now that that probably therefore means that it wasn't, a preview of Sonic 2, which I think was already out. So maybe Games Master Live was earlier than that, or maybe Sonic 2 was already out. But it felt exciting at the time anyway. It was the first time I'd ever heard of it. Seen it. But also, at that Games Master Live, it's an important memory because on the way there, going down the motorway, I listened to a tape of the music that I'd made from Sonic 1, which I'd made. I didn't have a Mega Drive. I had to go round a friend's house and record it off his telly, just by putting a personal stereo that he had, or rather, a ghetto blaster, as we called them at the time. Boombox, perhaps, another word for that, but I don't know what we call them now that both of those things are anachronistic. Oh, wait! The whole concept of one is anachronistic, so either of those names will do. Yeah, we just literally put it, there were no cables, we just put it in front of the TV and recorded the Sonic music, and you could hear his granddad coughing. Very exciting. Times, no Amigas or Speckies at the Retro Zone at Insomnia. Well, that's ridiculous. Apple, it might be my internet rather than yours. I'm getting red lights. I'm getting red streaming lights. Can anybody see or hear me? Because it could be that my streaming is the worst. There you go, Manco. Yeah, exactly. That's exact. Bonairy is now at the exact place where you heard me in Sonic the Comic, the podcast the other day. Talk about the stuff I just talked about. Oh, here's Paper Brit as well. Hello there, Brit. Are you the same Brit that I was talking to the other day, or do I have multiple Brit friends? And Magical Gamer can hear me fine. Well, no, you can hear me. It's just a question of whether or not I'm streaming properly. That's the thing. Does it keep pausing? Because I'm getting red lights, and I do not know why. I think my internet that I'm paying for has been downgraded without my permission. Well, let's just press on and see what we can do. So, I've now got a woodcutter, apparently, so that's a thing. He's probably... There he is. Look, he's doing some woodcutting now. Right. A woodcutter supplies your settlement with legs? Logs! But also, look at those pins. But before you can construct buildings, the logs have to be made into planks, and this is where sawmills in your settlement come in. Right, so I left-click the sawmill now, and I put it there. Right there, where it tells me to. Oh. So far so good, but settlement can't build with wood alone. Stone is your construction industry's other essential resource, so you'll have to build a stonecutter's hut near a rocky area. Now, so far, this is a better tutorial than Settlers 3 had, even though I already know this stuff. I had some difficulty towards the end of the tutorial in Settlers 3, which was that it just sort of stopped telling me things. Your very own settlement has now been transformed into a hive of activity. By the way, you can obtain stones from stone mines. But as for the mining industry, that will be explained in a separate tutorial. But can we gather stories in story mines? Take a breath now. No, a breather, and watch as your settlers get on with the jobs at hand. Alright, there they are. I'm satisfied so far. That's all fine, but then, when they put the materials in place and the builders are ready to start building, look what happens then. I should imagine it'll happen soon. Oh, is this a builder? Yes, look, here come some builders. I guess those were just like land flatteners. So they start building by hammering in the sort of general area. And then this happens, and that's very disappointing. Look, it's just a sort of an uppy-downy, uppy-downy, uppy-downy battlements type shape that just reveals the icon, rather the sprite, of the building. Whereas in Settlers 1 and 2, you actually got to watch, like, first the, the wooden frame go up, and then the outside. Oh, which is sort of what's happening now, but just in a way I don't like. This reveal is not good. So, another markdown for Settlers 4 there. It won't even let me do anything else now. Well, let's just read the chat. Let's just talk to you. That's the same Brit. Okay, hello, Brit. Thanks for all the chatty help the other day. Max says, you live in Britain, where the internet is just absolutely terrible. Yeah, but I've been able to stream before in the past. Or have I? Internet service providers are notorious, says Manko, for not wanting to provide internet service. No, quite right. Brit says it's like a building progress bar, and she's right, but that's not as nice as what they used to be, which was little fellas building things. But now it just looks like a game. Very good, you've now laid the foundations for a thriving settlement. The raw materials available, you can start to get all the other production processes off the ground. Oh, hang on! Yes, I've just remembered, Brit, you're like a big settlers person, aren't you? I'd completely forgotten that. Am I thinking of the right person? I think you are. Someone is. Oh, priests? So we haven't had priests in Settlers 3. Right, let's try this then. In the first mission, we saw how to obtain the raw materials, wood and stone. However, raw materials alone aren't sufficient to expand your settlement. You need a bunch of priests. And you'll soon be needing more settlers. To make sure that you don't run out of wood, you should always have a forester in your settlement. The forester plants new trees, and thus ensures a fresh supply of wood. Boof. There we go. Very good. Watch as the forester takes up his new career with gusto. That's right, he's going to go and work at Gusto, the Italian restaurant, in Deansgate. Quickly supplying your settlement with a that's right, I'm basically listing places that I'm aware of in Manchester to go and eat. So, hey, you might bump into me in one of those places. Unlikely, I haven't been to Gusto in a very long time, because they're more expensive than nearby. But I won't tell you, because then you actually might bump into me, and that would be weird. The forester takes up his new career with gusto, quickly supplying your settlement with additional trees. These will, in turn, supply the wood needed for a new residence. Yes, I know. just got to stand there and watch it happen now. So, back to the chat. Let's see. Ponko92 is here. I like your name, Ponko. Popeye Otaku is asking me, and by the way, Popeye Otaku, that is the name because this is a big Popeye fan. And so am I, so we've bonded over that in the past. Oh, and they have a Popeye podcast that you might want to go and listen to, the name of which currently eludes me. Dave, have you been eating your spinach lately? Last time I ate spinach was at the place whose name I haven't mentioned, which I was at about 2 weekends ago when the in-laws visited. And of course, when the in-laws visit, you sometimes go and eat at an eating establishment, don't you? Because they are boomers. And so we did that, and we ate pizzas. And on the pizza, mine had spinach, and it also had a big egg. It had a big egg. Just, I was trying to sound Scottish then, to resemble Armando Iannucci, but I didn't. And I didn't. But anyway, it had a big egg, and it had a bit of pesto on there, I think, perhaps. I can't remember. It was nice, anyway. Literally just an egg, just a fried egg dumped onto the middle of a big pizza. It was lovely. Is that menu person an adult or a child? I don't understand that, Manko. Brit says, I very much enjoyed playing it in the past. Don't know about Big Settlers person. No, that counts as a Big Settlers person. If you've ever played the Settlers, that means you count as a Big Settlers person, because there's not enough of us for there to be people much bigger than that. Max says Demon Tomato doxed. Oh dear, sorry about that, Sabito and Ponko, who've both had little freezes. Popcasting is the name of Popeye Otaku's podcast, but there's only one episode so far. I do greet them as hey boomers whenever they visit, Max, and it's really aggravating to me that the word boomer means something other than reader of Sonic the Comic. Oh yes, that's right, Manko, there was a man or child on it. I think that was just a generic settler. I think they're very vague. Let's do what it says. So what have I got now? I've made a forester, that's right, and he's probably off planting trees, not painting them, as I nearly said. To build a residence for new settlers, you're going to nude. You're going nude. To build a residence for new settlers, you're going nude. And you're going to be needing wood, and you're going to be needing stone. And to make sure that there is an adequate supply of stone, well, we're going to have to build a stone mine. Never mind all this incredibly adequate supply of stone that we've got over here, and haven't even really scraped the surface of. Let's build a stone mine. Anyway, the mountain to the west, and I have to for a moment remember which one west is, it's left. It's a good place for a stone mine. Tutorial 4 is going to provide more information about doing that sort of stuff with geologists who help you find your settlements' natural treasures. But for now, they're just telling us there is stone here, and I should put a stone mine there. So there we go. I'm now eating a second digestive. So, I haven't streamed in a long time. And I can't explain why. I've wanted to. But it always just seems like there's not time. Maybe because it takes me this long to flip in and set up my microphone. It takes so long to set up a stream, you know. And there's always technical difficulties of some sort, such as in this case the chat doesn't work anymore. So now there is a better way of doing chat than just window capturing the popped out chat window, but you have to sign up to something, you have to have an account for something, and you have to be using OBS Studio instead of the old OBS. Now, I've got nothing against that. I use both OBSes. But that's because one of the OBSes is tuned into Twitch and the other OBS is tuned into YouTube. So for Twitch, I'm on the old OBS. Do you see the difficulty here? I'd have to be fiddling about with, stream keys and all sorts of nonsense. And that would, and if I have to do that every time I want to stream, then that takes even longer than simply the endless process of setting up a microphone and trying to get anything to work. Now watch as one of your settlers grabs a pickaxe. Oh, he's got one. And takes himself off to start work in the mine. Go to have a bite of digestive. Oh. He gone. Am I eating crisps? No, I'm eating digestives. Yes. Yes, Ponko. Hashtag whole lot of faffing. Now, there's a whole lot of faffing going online. Now, watch as one of your settlers grabs a pickaxe, and I've done that. I've watched it. Now that the continued supply of raw materials has been guaranteed, you should start increasing your settlement's population. And for that, I'm going to need a small residence, which provides accommodation for 10 settlers. Build new residences to gain more settlers. Yup. Playing Settler's version of Master of the House. I wonder if I can change it. I don't like it very much. Oh. Here's a menu. All it has in it is save and load. I can't even do that. Here's another menu. The sound menu. Whoa, play user's music. Whoa! Click here to enable you to listen to your own music while playing the game. You can store your own MP3 files in the directory sund/user. Please note that titles will be played in a random order. Cool. Cool. Well, I'm not going to do that, because that's a lot of faff. Now that the continued supply of raw materials has been guaranteed... Oh, I've done that. I've just got to wait for them. Oh wait, I can hit F12 a few times. Nope. Predictably, it doesn't do anything. Cool, I'm pressing F12 now. Cool, doesn't do anything. Cool. Right, we just have to wait then. Custom music, put the TMNT score on there. Yes! Says Papa Otaku. Good point. Papa Otaku has started a cute trans girl, but she's been horribly sick for the past couple of weeks, so I haven't been able to see her. Do you mean started dating? Or just started? And just fired her up? Just thought of an idea for a Settlers spin-off game, says Mango. Yes, I was right. Oh, but I'll read his idea in a minute, because now we can do the next thing. We've got a little house now. And I've automatically acquired 10 additional settlers. Here they are. There they are. To the south, you'll find a priest. Oh, and his escort. Oh, I see. Yes, okay. What bit of the priest is what here? What are we looking at? Is that his... Like, that looks like a big bald head. But what's this? Oh, he's got his hands up. He's doing a big pray. Oh, gosh. Takes a lot of energy. My hands would have fallen down by now. Sound a bit like I said my pants would have fallen down by now. Who knows? Who knows what happens to you when you join the priesthood? I've heard some things. Good! The little group has to be directed towards the stone circle, which you'll find to the southwest of your settlement. So, center your view of the game over the stone circle, okay? Oh, look at that. They've been destroying the spinning wheels and spindles. Ugh. Oh, very well, there it is. Oh gosh, look at that. Something populousy about that. I think I've made something similar to it in the Populous level. But he wants me to put him here. I mean, the stone circle's there, but okay. Drag the rectangle around the entire group, and then let go of the mouse button, alright? Got him. You've now selected the priest and his bodyguards. If you now right-click anywhere in the playing area, all your selected units will take themselves off to that point. So send them to the stone circle. Great. There we go. Oh, a new bit of music now. I would say it's a relief, but this is rubbish as well. Look at him. So Manco's idea for a Settlers spin-off game is going to follow shortly, the next time I have to wait for the game to do a thing. Bravo! Nothing. The priest has reached his destination safe and sound. At this sacred place, he can implore the gods to bestow gifts upon your settlement. Well done on successfully completing the second tutorial mission. The mission to get him to go there and also build a little house, and really there was nothing coherent to it at all. Okay, cool. Okay. Oh yeah, look at this guy. That is a... I mean, that's a child, isn't it? But is that what adults look like, or just settlers look like in this? Don't know. Okay, what we're going to do in the next one. The tutorial will help me ensure miners won't go hungry. You'll find out how to establish the food production industry needed for this purpose. Well, alright. That's not very exciting, is it? But wait, it might be pigs. Food provision. We're going to supply the mines that we've already got with food so that those miners can get to work on providing you with raw materials. You have two options when it comes to meat production. You're pigs. One of these is to build a hunter's hut. A hunter will focus his sights on passing animals, thus provide your settlement with meat. Donk. The fisherman provides your settlement with fresh fish. Fishermen's huts should always be built near the coast of a river. It's worth looking out for jumping fish when choosing a suitable location. Any jumping? Well, there's some jumping fish. Ah, there's some jumping fish. Alright, so fisherman's hut. He ensures there are always fish available. Oh, especially for the miners in the gold mine. Gold miners, particularly into fish. Make sure your fisherman's huts are located near your water. Look out for the fish. The fisherman needs a fishing pole. Okay. We'll bother with that later on. And now, we will find out what Manco's idea for a spin-off of the Settlers would be. A deserted island survivor game. You'd have to watch guys slowly build huts, and there'd be tropic storms, so they'd have to repair them. That's a good idea. Also, you do end up having things like that. We're gonna... Basically, there's two reasons why I'm playing this game today. One is that I want to continue my progress through the Settlers series so that I can get to the ones I really, really like. Because there's several of them and they're coming up. These are the ones that I was never quite connected with, so I'm just giving them their fair go. The other reason, and this is a big one, I might actually have to not have that dinner out that I was talking about with the ribs because I need to save some money. Because there is a new Settlers game that's coming out. I don't know when. Might be this year, might be next. I have no idea when it's coming out, but it's available for pre-order now. And it's just called The Settlers, and they've got the original director of The Settlers or something, someone who worked on the original Settlers to come up with it. So it might be really good. I don't know yet. I can't really tell if it looks good or not because it looks kind of, just generic and whatever. Here's the thing. It's £75 to pre-order. With all the gubbins. And, hoof, look. The last two Settler games, 6 and 7, that I didn't pre-order the collector's edition of, I deeply regretted that. So, I don't know. Oh yeah, that's right. Also, another thing I was doing is I was looking up Popeye on the C64 for Popeye Otaku. Okay, well, I'm now looking at Popeye on the C64 and I can confirm that it is identical to the version on the Spectrum, except with the C64's sort of slightly muted colour palette compared to the Spectrum's slightly garish colour palette. So, yep, that's the same. That is exactly the game that I was talking about. I've just got a bippy bop noise. Let's find out if it was Abby telling me that she'd like me to stop doing this and go and buy food, please. Nope. Doesn't look like it. Nope. Don't know what it was. Okay, let's continue then. And let's have a third digestive biscuit. Always conducive, I find, to talking on a microphone. Popeye Otaku says, muted, I'm disgustabated by such a description. I've forgotten what... Oh, do you mean when I talked about Oh, mute. Oh, I see. Yeah, mute. As in muted. I thought you meant you were muting me. Yeah, it is. The C64 color palette is kind of weirdly pastel-y compared to the Spectrum. It is. That's just a fact. That doesn't necessarily mean it's worse. The Spectrum was very stark in its color choices, but I prefer it. I don't like the way 664 graphics look. I make up for it, though, by much preferring the sound chip, obviously. I mean, what else are you going to do? Right. Oh yeah, I'm doing a tutorial. Another way of providing your settlement with meat is to build an animal ranch and a slaughterhouse. Yes. Right. An animal ranch. Doesn't sound like the sort of place you get piggies. Understandably enough, animals also need to be fed and watered. The grain farm provides them with feed. When constructing a grain farm, bear in mind, you also will need sufficient space for a field. Okay, so in this, grain farms are just for pigs. In all the other settlers, they're, you make bread and stuff. They're for the settlers. While the farm is under construction, please issue instructions for a water worker's hut to be built. Alright? The water worker makes sure the bakery and the animal ranches have enough water. Bear in mind that this building has to be located near a river. Now, this is the thing about the settlers. You have to remember in each one, and all games like it, what building feeds into what other building. Let's see if I'm going to be capable of doing that, because I'm far more used to other settler games than this. Okay, so there's a water worker hut, whatever that... Oh! Is that good? Was that little explosion a good thing? Oh, the fisherman's hut is an upturned boat! Quite right! Nice. Upturned boat. He's been living in an upturned boat. Hello, Sloth. Long time. How are you? How's it all going? Manko says, I looked at Settlers, the new one, and I agree. It is too early to tell if it'll be any good. Let's wait for others to regret their purchases first and hear what they say. Well, that's what I would ordinarily do. But I could play it 3 days before general release if I pre-order it. Yeah, and I could stream it. And you know what I could do then? I could stream it early. Like I did that time. A man I know who's a games designer gave me to stream an early copy of his upcoming game before it released. And I didn't get around to it, and that was years ago, and I still haven't got around to it. I've done a water worker's hut, haven't I? Oh, I guess that little explosion wasn't correct after all. Maybe I need to be even closer to the water. Yeah. No. No. Oh, it says build it at the location marked, and I didn't. I just put it anyway. Oh, there. Oh, a river. That's a river. I thought that was a trickly brook. Yes, that. All right. Okay, that's not a river. I agree. Fair enough. Okay, I'll put it next to the trickly brook. Dum, 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 dum. This is your chance, says Mango, to fill the void left by Ninja. No. No, sorry, I don't understand that. You'll have to help me out there. Oh, wait. Is Ninja a person? Yes, yes. I'm getting a glimmer of memory that there's a person called Ninja who might be a streamer. And if I've heard of the streamer, that means they're probably embroiled in some sort of... Oh, Abby's here! I'm just going to go and let her in. Hang on a moment. I'm on my way. Oh, hello, there you are. Hello. I'm doing some settling.
Hello.
Hello, everyone. Hello, Abby.
Sorry, I'm just fussing about.
That's alright. The problem is that OBS has gone stupid again.
No.
And it can't do the chat, so I'm just having to read out what everybody says.
Aw.
Let's see. Oh no! Oh! Oh, sloth. Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, I'm so sorry to hear all that load of nonsense you're going through. Oh my gosh. I'll spare you the details, listeners, because, you know, they're private, but, well, they're not very private. He's saying them in public, but I don't know. I feel like they're not mine to read out, but basically he keeps losing money. Like, he lost a wallet. Someone's not paying him back for something. And he's going to be redundant soon. So, sorry about that, Sloth. Hope you find a replacement job, lickety-split, and everything's fine in the end. Okay, yeah. Okay. And so when Manko said, this is your chance to fill the void left by Ninja, Max, and I don't know to what extent this is allegations, so Max is quoting someone here who has replied to the Manko, who said, allegedly, he said, by what, refusing to play video games with women because everyone would read that as cheating on his wife? That's pathetic. No, and Manko says, guess you're not up to speed on streamer gossip. Good. He left Twitch. Oh, Abby? Well, Abby's gone away to lie down, so I'll relay your particular hellos to her later on. Should we actually play this? Now that you have entered your animal's supply of food, that's right, it's just being on the phone to Dave, while also looking at a still shot of a game. Now that you've ensured your animal supply of food, you can have the ranch constructed. To keep distances to a minimum, you should build the ranch between the waterworker's hut and the grain farm. Yes, right. So the waterworker's hut, which is that, and the grain farm, which is what, this? Oh yeah, look, there's a little grain farmer graining away. Lovely. Okay, so I'm going to build, what was it again? A ranch. Okay. Is that the ranch? Yes. Have an animal ranch built. Okay, I will. I had to find it myself. That was the first time in the tutorial I had to do that. This is a sheep ranch. I want a pig ranch! The sheep are used for jumping, dancing. Mutton is the favourite food of the iron and sulphur mines. Ugh. Remember that sheep ranches require grain and water. Is there a pig ranch? It will not tell me at this early stage of the game. If not, we're skipping straight to the next Settlers game. The pigs are an integral and vital... Oh. As we mentioned already, your meat industry also requires a slaughterhouse. Do make sure that you keep the distances that your carriers have to travel in transporting goods as short as possible. I'm very... Apparently, I'm hungry and I want my dinner because I'm very suggestible. Here we are talking about sheep, and I've immediately started to get a craving for that. What's that stuff you can get at... Now, is it Greek restaurants, I want to say? Where it's like a sort of sausage of sheep meat. Lamb, I suppose, is the word for that. That meat. And they make a kind of sausage out of it, and it's got a red sort of sauce on it. That's nice. Or at least it was nice one time I had it, and another time, as I recall, it wasn't. So, but then I don't really like sheep. I mean lamb. Why do you put up with me, any of you? This is the slaughterhouse. The butcher produces meat, the miners here. Meat is the favourite food. I'm so stupid. I'm a silly man. The butcher produces meat for the miners here. Meat is the favourite food of your iron and sulphur miners. A butcher needs an axe. Right. Okay, whatever. Let's just put it down. There we go. It lives in a barrel. Oh, okay. Okay, bye, Brit. Enjoy your paella. Don't, says Pop Otaku, kill the poor little animals. I know. But it's it's the price you pay for having poor little animals in this game. Well, no, not really. Actually, you could, yes, conceivably, you could have a Settlers game where you do raise a load of pigs, but you don't kill any of the pigs and you just don't get any meat. Yeah, you can do that if you want. Perhaps we'll do that at some point. Okay, they don't build too slowly, do they? Really, when you get them fired up. I just can't remember what anything is already. That's a sheep ranch. That's a slaughterhouse. Waterworks. Just a little hut. So something around here is a stone mine, but there's quite a few candidates. Oh, look, they've built us some extra mines. We've got a gold mine. And you can tell, because not only have they got a load of gold, but they've got gold tiles on the roof. Ooh, fancy. You've got a coal mine, is it? Maybe a coal mine? Yep, coal mine. I wonder what this is. I don't know what this little window down here is. I mean, it must be similar to the, to the one in Settlers 2 that you could put anywhere you want it. But I don't know what it's defaulting to. I don't know what these hammers mean. Well, I just will find that out later. You've now successfully built up the production chain for meat. Cool. What was it again? So it was water. Hay. Don't mean hay. I mean wheat. And a ranch. That's uncomfortable. I don't like calling it a ranch. It's a farm. Ranch. What is this? Translated for American. And then the barrel, where the slaughterman lives. See, yon, the barrel, where the slaughterman lives. No. It was a silly use of the word yon. I'm a silly man, I'm a doofy man, I'm a silly and a doofy man. Okay. Now watch as animals are delivered to the slaughterhouse. Hooray! Let's watch. There they are, look, little baby lambs. They're little babies. They're going to be delivered to the slaughter barrel. Hooray! Look at him swinging his... Oh, cool. He's got a bucket. Come on, then. Let's get this over with. I gotta admit, I am morbidly curious how they're going to represent this, because every different Settlers game has a different way of dealing with the fact that you do watch, and this is the thing about the Settlers, you watch them all do their little jobs. But one of those jobs is unpleasant to watch, and they have different ways of coping with that. The one in Settlers 7 is particularly funny because there's these sweet little CG pigs, and they get taken inside the building, and the building kind of goes like biff, buff, biff, as if they're having a fight in there. And then the farmer lady comes out with a big thing of meat. There's not really a lot of animals being delivered to my slaughterhouse going on. And it won't let me continue the tutorial until there is. So let's see what's happening in the chat. Irrational Sloth says that my singing reminds him I need to catch that new thing that you had on Patreon, but been busy. Well, Sloth, it sounds like your world is full of busy at the moment, so yeah, no rush. But hey, you might get a kick out of it. Although, as one of the majority of humans on this planet who are younger than me, you might not know what the songs are that I'm singing in it. But you might, we'll see. I know some of them. Oh dear. The fact that I've shaved my face today is interacting with the fact that I'm wearing big headphones currently. And it's creating a ring of itchiness where the ring of the headphone pads go on my face. I did shave my face very well though, I thought. I congratulated myself with nothing. Did this, I suppose, with a go on Settlers 4. Lucky me. Oh, Sabita's got stuff to do, unfortunately. Farewell. Sloth will have plenty of time after next week, lol, but going to a con at the weekend in my city. Really? So this isn't the kind of being made redundant where you're like, oh no, now I've got to, be really careful about what groceries I buy. You're still like, I'm going to go to conventions and stuff. So I guess it's not a desperately dire situation. I hope not. And I hope that you can find a new job. I don't know how. I want to say accountants? Are you an accountant? And I don't know how they find jobs. I hope it isn't with difficulty, and in fact is just fine. Has it happened yet? No. Well, get on with it then, please. We've just got to sit and watch, and nothing's happening. Oh well, something's happening. This little chap here with his bucket seems to be putting water in the trough. Oh, he's the farmer. So, or the rancher, the jolly rancher. He's the brother of the jolly postman. And Jolly Holiday. Well, look, you've got millions of lambs now. What are you waiting for? Here's a man delivering some straw, which they also need. But they've got loads. Look, there it is, all stacked up. Yep. Yep, that wasn't just decoration on the farm sprite. Sure enough, they've got all this straw, all this water. Where's my meat? Come on. I'd hit F12, but... Oh! Oh! It must be happening. I think F12 might have worked. Not boring. I just went in and came out with meat. I'll try F12 again. Oh no, I guess I just didn't see this happening. He picks up the sheep and it becomes a big fat grown-up sheep. And then he takes it in, and out comes some meat. Oh, there we go. That sheep looks already dead to me. Well, you don't really get to see them do their job in this one, do you? That's not very good. Sloth said, I saved plenty, but then lent most of it away. But getting a decent bit from redundancy. And I'm an accounts assistant in an income team. Cool. Alright, I hope all of that means it is going to be fine. Oh, are you getting... by the way, I'm looking... Now this is interesting. So I'm looking on OBS as I zoom in and out. And the shadow of the buildings is really, really, really showing up for me as a kind of a pattern. But I didn't know there even was a shadow. It's just because I've seen that because because it's shrunk, and so the sort of whatever the pattern of the pixels is called turns into a kind of an odd speckly pattern. And I wasn't aware that there even was a shadow there until I saw it, but there is. Right, well. So anyway. What am I supposed to do now? Your settlement can't survive on meat and fish alone. It also needs bread. Aha! This is produced in the bakery, surprise, surprise, from flour and water. This means you'll be needing a grain mill to turn the grain into flour. They're really kind of... I thought I'd just put one down. Oh well, it wants me to do it, so I'll do it. Very good. Now all your settlement needs is a bakery, and then bread production can get going. So, like... Okay, usually in the Settlers, it's pretty straightforward, like this building goes with this one goes with this one. This tutorial is kind of making it about as complex as it can possibly be, and I guess this is not a good tutorial after all. Well, bakery... Why do you want a bakery all the way over there? It's miles away. dear. Oh dear. Right, bear with me just a moment. I'm going to disappear off, but I will be back in a moment. Let's just leave them to build while I go. See you in a sec. That was weird. The sound went off. Oh, I know. Here comes the sound again, and away go I for a couple of moments. Hello, I'm back. No, I really am back. Hello. So, it's about time that I did the next settling thing, and that's what I am about to do. But then, there's going to be an interesting other thing going on. What was this? I forgot what I built there. Oh, grain farm. Didn't I built a grain farm up there? Oh, that grain farm is just enough for the sheep, and then this grain farm is going to be just enough for the windmill. Okay, got it. Very good. Now all we settlement needs is a bakery, and then bread production can get going. I think I've already ordered one over here. Right. So, now... I know, Max, I'm such a tease. So now, right, here's what I'm going to do. While they build that, I'm going to start the dinner. So, I'm going over here. Just going over here. I'll turn that music off so that you can still hear me. And what I'm doing first is I'm getting some tin foil. Now, I find that when you need to put tin foil on a pan, a good way of obtaining tin foil is by going to the shops and getting some. I've previously done that. I've already arranged that. So if I get out this pre-arranged, this pre-purchased tin foil, I can lay that down on the pan, and what I like to do is crack my hands onto it, because this is the sort of pan that kind of goes up a bit at the edges, and then fold it around the edge, so that it's nice and neat, just like that. And then I'm putting on the oven. There we go. So now what I want to do is find where Abby's put the chips that she wants me to use to make fish and chips. And I think the answer is probably in the freezer. Let's have a look. So I'm currently in the freezer. Oh, there they are, straight away. There we go. Straight away we've got some chips here, and they take 25 to 30 minutes at 230, not 200. I put 200, so I'm going to have to turn the oven up. 230, which is like 20 below maximum. Jeopardizing the fish. Let's see. The next question is, where's the fish? We think we've got some somewhere in the freezer. Let's find out. There's some lightly dusted haddock fillets, but that's not really the spirit of fish and chips, is it? We want proper, like, battery or breadcrumby type fish. One of those would do just nicely. Let's see what Okay, some salmon, unadorned salmon, very good for you. Not what we're looking for today. Aha! Aha! Breaded, chunky haddock fillets. Just right. Now, what I've got here is a couple of breaded, chunky haddock fillets that are not in their original packaging because they were brought up by my mother-in-law. And what she's done is she's included a little bit of the packaging in the bag that she's put the fish in. So if I open up that bag, I'll get it out, and it might have the instructions on the back. Yes, now, it doesn't natively have the instructions on the back. What she's done is she's... the screen's changed. Hasn't it? Right, well, anyway, she's cut out and sellotaped to the back of the thing that said... Like, she's cut out the bit that says breaded chunky haddock fillets, and she's taped onto the back of that the bit that tells you how to cook them. And that is 28 to 33 minutes at... Oh, no, that's from chilled. Frozen, it's 33 to 38 minutes at 200. Flipping heck, that's quite a lot, isn't it? That's a long time. 33 to 38 minutes for a fish and chipsy fish. Well, I never. And you can see why I'm starting it now. So that was 33 to 38. I've forgotten already what this other one was. That was 25 to 30 minutes. But that was at a much higher setting. So I think I can probably do it all for about 33 to 38 minutes at 200. Let's see if that works. Let's see if that works. So, I'm now unwrapping the fish from the individual tinfoil packaging that Abby's mother has provided for us. Here, one of them is very square-shaped fish. I don't know from which end you would start to tackle that. And the other, slightly more of an oblong. And then, next to them on the same pan, I'm using one pan for all of this, I'm going to put these chips. Now, the thing about these chips is that I don't seem physically strong enough to open the package. So I'm going to have to take this pair of large scissors that I wasn't aware we owned, but that I have nevertheless found in the cutlery drawer. There we go, I've cut that open now. And what I'm using here, by the way, and this is a little tip for all of you at home, I'm using a pack of McCain's triple cooked gastro chips, which are, if you haven't tried them, they're ever so nice.
Are you having issues?
I'm working my way through the issues. It seems to be all right. So now I'm putting the chips on the pan. Here's an issue, Kelly. How many chips do you think I should put on this pan? Oh, they're enormous.
That'll do.
Yeah, that's enough. And then, so the problem that I have is that they cook at drastically different times. Drastically different times and temperatures. The fish is, if you can believe this, 33 to 38 minutes.
Oh.
Yeah, at 200. And these are 25 to 30 at 220. Massive difference there.
Different.
It is. I think what we do is we just do the chips the same as the fish.
Yes.
Yep.
That'll be fine.
Wow, that's a heavy pan. I think that's a very heavy pan, and that's my opinion.
Your opinion.
Yep. I'll put that in there. What a heavy pan! I don't remember having such a heavy pan as that. And then,
I'm going to have a cup of tea while you continue.
yes, me. I would also like a cup of tea.
Yeah.
So I'll put 35, and then the rest will play itself out.
Oh no!
Oh,
Oh no!
oh dear.
Oh.
That's a lot of water now going on the floor. This is
Yes.
fun. Oh, it's going in my socks, even though I'm standing quite far away from it. Oh, I'm now being fully incorporated in the puddle.
Yes, it's following you.
Yes, it is. No matter how I stand or on what toe I do it, the puddle is following me and seeping around more of the kitchen. What's happened there is... Welcome to Dave and Abby's Cookery Corner. Abby's contribution to the cookering there was that she knocked over a box. Well, you're just going to have to believe me. A box of water. that we keep on the floor in the kitchen. That's actually true, because it's got a pipe from our tumble dryer, which, you know, isn't connected to the outside world, so it needs to be vented steam-wise, and so that goes through a pipe into a box, and that box that's full of water is what Abby just tipped onto my feet. So I've taken my socks off now, so anyone's into that? That's the situation we've got right
Hear
now. Max says, this is a cooking stream now. Irrational Sloth says, lol, baking with Demon Tomato Dave. One message was actually deleted by a moderator, and Max banned the person who posted it, so that's exciting. Wish I'd missed that. Max responds to it with a simple lamau. Irrational Sloth has got to go because he's got to play some Civ 6 with a friend. See ya. You have your version of settling, and it was a spam bot, right? And Max says, coming soon from Big Finish, Demon Tomato Dave: The Ultimate Adventure. Yeah. This is all very exciting, isn't it? So, now let's get on with the settling again. Yay! Yeah. And try and put that over there. I missed. There we go. And Abby is going to make the noises of making a cup of tea in the background. I'm sure you can cope with that. Excellent. You've now completed all of the buildings needed to ensure a steady supply of food in your settlement. There's even enough left over for a party. What? Are we going to have a party? Oh, is it paused, or are they all just standing still? I think they're all just standing still. Oh, look, that's a very cross-looking... Abby's doing little snorts on my face. What are you doing? Yeah, there's like fish and a load of water, and there's a Roman, there's all sorts of stuff. There's some meat, there's a baker, there's a Pinocchio, there's all sorts going on. Okay. End. Oh, I think this is the party. I think I missed it. I think this is it. Yeah, there we go. Ugh. Right, well. Okay, now we're going to find out about mining and metal... This is a lot of tutorials, isn't it? Oh, dear. Foo. Okay, well, anyway, mining and metal processing. Oh, that's a lot of settlers. So, a very warm welcome to the 4th tutorial. The Mission will tell you, with a crowd say bo, selector, everything you need to know about making and mining processing in the settlers world. This is good. I'm just going to do another tweet to say that I'm doing this stream because, you know, I don't know, there might be someone somewhere who's interested. To reiterate, I'm currently streaming Settlers 4. A game I was never much into from a series that's one of my enduring favourites ever. But for the last... Oh, wait. But for the last several minutes, I've been making fish and chips and narrating it. B. Yeah, just B. I'm just gonna put B. There we go. You know, like be there or be square, but it's literally just the word be. Okay, so, this mission will tell you everything you need to know about mining and metal processing in the Settlers world. There are a number of materials which can only be obtained from mines, including iron ore and coal, rather. As those resources are beneath the surface, you've got to discover them first. This is where we're going to learn about geologists. Oh god, look at all these weapons. I don't mean any of that. I mean tools. Look what these little fluffy things are on the floor over here. Are they just stones? They're extremely white, if so. In order to discover deposits of raw materials, you're going to need geologists. These guys are experts in detecting the Earth's treasures, and they put up signs informing you about the materials they have found. You train geologists via... now, this was a load of complicated nonsense in the last one. You train geologists by selecting this specialist in the command center. He is hanging out with Zordon right now, and I have to click him. This has already been done. And then, entering the number you require using the arrow keys in, again, the command center, recruit 10 geologists. Well, where are the arrows? Oh. Five. Oh, it just kept going back down to 0, I guess because I got 5. I have no idea how many I'm getting now. Have I done it? No, it's just gone away. Right, well, I can't click any of these things, so I can't go back to try and get geologists. So there we go! That's sort of that, really. I might have to quit this tutorial. See what happens if I hit F12 a few times. Nothing. Right, well. Yep, I think I'm gonna have to... Yep! I think I'm gonna have to do this tutorial again. That was a very... That yep was because I was doing a very good impression of the settlers going yep, by the way. So, you click the number, and then you enter the number you require. And I want 10. 5, 10. Okay, I guess that is it, and now I just sort of, what, just wait? Let's just wait. In the meantime, let's say hello to SSJ Reptile Games. Sweet, social justice reptile games. How are you doing? Got a very smooth face. Can't seem to stop doing smoothiness with it. Oh, I've just realised what I should have played while... Oh, I've just realised what I should have played while Abby was knocking the water over. Let's do it now. What? Oh dear, well I can't really help you with that until in a few minutes. Hey Abby, because I got hold of this earlier.
Yeah.
This is you knocking over the water in the kitchen.
Okay.
You ready? That's going to be useful many times in our lives, isn't it?
Oh, yes.
That's they've released the soundtrack. It's
Oh my
you can just get it now. And you can get it on vinyl, which is still available, or CD, which is sold out, and I can't even find it on eBay.
Aw.
Or you can just listen to it on SoundCloud. And that's not even illegal, they've uploaded it themselves. Oh dear. Oh dear. I've now made the chat go away. Hi Max! Yeah! Do you have any idea what... Aha! As mines can only be constructed in the mountains, have your geologists explore the large range of mountains in the west of your settlement. Select the group of geologists. Well, can I just do a big select? Yes, I can! Send your geologists off to the mountains by right-clicking there. Go and see that snowman, everybody. Off they go! There they go. That's millions of geologists. Look at them. Normally in settlers you just send one. Being extravagant. 2. Being really extravagant. 3. But here we go. 1, 2, 3. Oh well, we've got 10. That's what we've got. I remember now. This is what the symbols on the signs indicate. Silver bars iron. Black triangles coal. gold bars. This is a lot to remember if it weren't for the fact that they're the correct colours. Like, why not just make them all spots like they used to be, where we didn't have to try and remember what shapes they were? Silver bars, iron. Black triangles, gold. Gold bars, gold. White rectangles, stone. Yellow rectangles, sulfur. Sulfur, that has not. Oh, wait. I was going to say that's not been in set before, but actually it was in 3, but I just couldn't figure out what to do with it or what it was. Oh, that's some sulfur. Miserable snowman. The signs also tell you about the quantity of raw material to be found at the location. The greater the number of symbols, 1 to 3, the greater the amount available. You can jump forward by 1 minute by hitting the F12 key. No, I can't. Doesn't work. I'm trying. Doesn't do it. I'm not about to try pressing the function key because that will shut down my computer. Just take a look at the geologist for a while as they go about their business. You see, again, this is overkill. I don't want millions of blank signs covering up everything. I just want you to put the ones down that you actually find. What a mess. This game is so messy. Look how messy looking it is. They sort this out very quickly, by the way, and we're going to move on more or less as quickly as I possibly can, except I do want to get through all the tutorials and then another day. I mean, I'm not even going to get through all the tutorials today. And then another day I'll actually play the game. Yippee! Reading to us now. You hear the fun going on outside? People having fun. Well, while we wait for them, let's read this Reddit post that's been posted on the internet by our friend Seb Patrick, who's going to be on Sonic the Comic the podcast very soon. A few months ago, my 23 male girlfriend, 30 female, caught some frogs at a local creek and bought a little habitat for them and some fruit flies and crickets to feed them. After about 2 weeks, she released them because she felt guilty that they weren't living as good a life as they could outside. But here's the thing, out of the 3 pet store employees she talked to when she first asked advice for caring for the frogs, one of them gave her a hard time about taking the frogs out of nature. 2 of them told her that a lot of people take frogs from that creek as pets and told her good luck. She seems to have some unreasonable feelings about being shamed by the one pet store employee. 2 weeks ago, I realised she was still buying crickets from the store with the rude employee. She's trying to prove her wrong about her pet frog experiment and pretend she still owns the frogs and that they're doing great. I guess she's just releasing all the crickets in the backyard. The crickets are extremely small, so this isn't an infestation problem. We don't live together. I don't get why the size of the crickets says anything about whether it's an infestation problem. We don't live together. My issue is that it seems really weird that she cares that much about what a stranger thinks of her. I asked her how long she plans on doing this, and she said maybe a couple more weeks, and then she'll stop if she can find sly ways to let that employee know that she only stopped buying them because she's getting them from another store. I told her this is weird and unnecessary, and she got very defensive and told me I'm too judgmental of, quote, everything she does. I feel like if I can't talk to her about this, how will I deal with it when something like this comes up that does affect me? Am I too concerned about it? On TLDR, my girlfriend is trying to prove a pet store employee wrong and thought she would be a bad frog owner by buying crickets for 2 frogs she no longer has. She thinks I'm mean and telling her it's weird. Right. Do pay attention to the signs, as it will be well worth it when your settlement is in need of a particular mineral. You should be able to see several signs which indicate that deposits of iron ore have been found. Yes. It's a chicken. There's iron ore and a chicken. And these things, what are they? Parrots? Build an iron mine at the location marked. Okay. Pop. Be able to see several signs which point to the presence of coal. Build a coal mine. And you should should be able to see the sign. Take a closer look at the signs that indicate gold deposits. Okay. If the rocky areas scattered around your settlement are not sufficient to satisfy your economy's store requirements, I mean stone requirements, you should make sure that you look out for signs which point to stone deposits. So this stone. Finally, sulfur is not actually needed for production purposes in the Roman economy, but can be used for trade with other races. Because of this, we will deal with sulfur in a later tutorial. Yes, you notice the use of the word races there. Difficult to pinpoint exactly what the problem is, because that is the word that's used for it. Is it? Taking on a certain aspect, it sounds a little bit like species, isn't it? But there will be problems with race in upcoming games. Now watch as your minds are finished off. But don't worry, the ones that I like are less problematic. But not entirely unproblematic. But I think you'll find it within acceptable parameters, given at least given styles. We'll see. Okay. Tom Neiman has tweeted, "You know you're powerful when your surname is Cock, but everyone pronounces it Coke." Right, well, we're in a... Oh, no, we're not. As soon as the mines have been completed, one settler per mine will then get on with hacking away at the raw material. Your settlement already has the buildings needed to supply your miners with food. Oh, there was one. Just poked out. From the barrow. There he is. He didn't have anything in his wheelbarrow there, but then he tipped it. And it came out. What's... Wheelbarrow, right? What were the original barrows that didn't have wheels? The wheel that needed the prefix wheel to explain that it was a wheelbarrow. It was a normal barrow. God, that's familiar. I feel like maybe I even asked that last time we were playing Cell 3. It's just that I feel like the invention of the wheel might have predated the invention of the barrow. As soon as the mine's been completed, stuff happens and I can press the button. Your miners should have already started work by now. That's not the end of the story though. Some of the raw materials mined have to be processed before they can be used. Iron ore, for example, needs to be turned into iron. Your miners should have already started. Now build an iron smelting works near the mountain. You will. What's that? What's this? It looks like some sort of big lumpy donkey with some bones and then some trousers. Oh, that's supposed to be. Right, so I'm going to build a iron smelting works using coal. Iron ore is turned into iron ingots here, which are needed for producing weapons and tools. So I'm going to get coal and iron. Oh, it seems to be leading me to my own devices. Oh no. There we go. No, I don't think it liked that. That thing that it does when I put things in place. There we go, like that. Gold is also obtained in a raw form and has to be smelted before it can be used for other purposes in your settlement. We're having fish and chips today, by the way, and I really do quite like fish and chips, although nothing beats the fish and chips from the shop in my home village. But we used to have fish and chips on a Wednesday night, and that was lovely because Star Trek was on. That's thing number one. Thing number two is that we'd just been swimming because it was my dad's day off Wednesdays, and so straight after school we used to go down the swimming pool, and then we would come back and we would get a fish and chips, and then Star Trek would be on. What a great combination of things to all happen on the same afternoon. And so I always associate fish and chips with basically like smelling of chlorine, because, you know, I'd still have wet hair and, well, not very wet hair, but I still have chlorine smelling hair, and that. So I feel like I want some source of... Can you get some small source of chlorine to keep in your house and just stuff it while you eat your fish and chips and watch Star Trek? That would be lovely. I would do that on the reg. The other trouble is that Manchester simply doesn't do fish and chips anything like as well as they do in the Midlands. Just at all. As far I can't find any good fish and chips, or rather, well, there are fish and chips in restaurants, but like shipping, I can't find a good fish and chip shop. And I found one that's you know, within distance, and I don't like it. It's dry, it's unpleasant, it's soggy, it's gooey, it's not quite right. It's edible, but it's not what you'd call nice. It's not a good one. So I looked up best fish and chips in Manchester, and the one that I'm describing in unpleasant terms is in the top 5. So that just goes to show you, doesn't it? Oh, there's some going on in the chat. Ender's here. Hello, Ender. Evening, Dave, says Ender Eagle 9. How are you tonight? The music is a tad too loud. Oh! Of course it is. Why didn't anyone tell me that? Dreadfully sorry. Yeah, I turned it all full blast. Have you been able to hear anything I've been saying? Deeply Incognito says, so this is Signs the game, and they're probably referring to the collection of pots of water, which I now can't find any of. There. Is that what you were referring to? Or not? Don't know what you were referring to, actually. Oh, wait! The Signs! I see. I thought you meant the film Signs. By M. Night Shyamalan. Yes. You see, you thought I was going to do a funny joke where I pretend not to be able to pronounce Shyamalan. But that is racist. What else we got? I mean, you could maybe buy some small amount of the chlorine salts they put into the pools. Yeah, sorry, it was only off entirely because I'd switched out from the game, you know. Yeah? Cool. Would that be toxic? Would that be a bad idea? Because I'd do it. Oh yeah, I'm supposed to build this. Bonk, there we go. Oh, they're spades. Oh, I didn't know what those were. Now, I've made the mistake of touching my eye in what I thought was an innocent gesture. But now my eye is starting to swell up. Hay feverly. So, luckily, I have here a packet of chlorpheniramine maleate, the only hay fever medicine that actually works. I have one for my tea. There we go. A flask of water here. There we go. That should deal with that. And it's only now as the tablet drops down my gullet that I realise that it's going to take a while for the effects to kick in. And another way of enjoying the effects of letting my eye deflate and not be all hay fever anymore would be simply to wait for the same amount of time. Who knows whether the tablet's going to do anything or not. Or just poison my body in a minor way. For no reason at all. Iron and gold bars are produced from the metal ores in the smelting works. Watch as the smelting works are constructed. And that's exactly what's happening. Ender Eagle says, just don't drink the water. The pH will be too high and the water too alkaline. I mean, I'm sure I've drunk swimming pool water before. I'm sure that's gone down. But no, I wouldn't just, like, make up a glass of water with it, like an Alka-Seltzer or something. And Ender says, oh, I used to take chlorpheniramine, but it makes me really drowsy. Ah, well, I wouldn't really be able to tell the difference from ordinary life. Because I'm always drowsy. Now we're going to put... metal bars, ingots, are produced in the smelting works No. The metal bars that are produced in the smelting works can be used for a variety of purposes, including the production of tools and weapons in the smith's works. There's the smith's works. Smith? Smith. It's probably one of the older words we have in the language. Certainly one of the older names. Smith. Weird word, though. I don't know. It doesn't really seem to have anything to do with the job. I wonder what the etymology of smith is. Let's find out. I bet the etymology of smith is that in Old English it was the word smith. Those are always the most helpful ones, aren't they? Etymology smith. Here we go. I'm looking it up now. Okay, it's from... so it says origin Germanic. No, it doesn't say anything on that. And then Dutch smid and German schmeid. And they go to become smith. So now I want to know the etymology of the Dutch and German. But I don't know if I'm going to be intelligent enough to be able to look that up. Oh, but the old English smiths must have been quite proud because the th in smith is represented with what I believe is called a thorn. The letter, not the spike. Naturally occurring spike. So it's smith, and they've got a special character at the end. Just for them. It's from Proto-Germanic smithas, which meant skilled worker. Source also of Old Saxon smith, Old Norse. I'm not going to try and pronounce any of these. And it's from the root smear, to cut. I like that because it seems like it's been cut off at the end. Smear. I wonder if that's like snip. It's like an onomatopoeic word. Smear. To cut or to work with a sharp instrument. And it's also the source of the Greek smile, but I don't think that means to do a lovely smile. It says it means knife or chisel. Attested as a surname at least since circa 975. Well, there you go. I think I'm starting to feel the drowsy effects of the chlorphenamine. Let's get to the end of this tutorial and then let's call it a night. Build a weaponsmith works near the iron smelting works. Alright, I will. Where is it? Is that it? Weaponsmith. Is that what I was supposed to make? Yes. There we go then. Make that, everybody. Abby's stuck without an internet connection at the moment. Sorry, Abby. It's because we need to reset the router, which is dreadful. And you can probably tell that it's dreadful because I'm just getting constant red flags on my upload speed. So goodness knows if any of you are able to see or hear this at this stage. But it won't be going on for much longer. We'll all soon be through this. We've endured thus far. Soon we will part ways and everything will be alright again. Although I've got to say, yeah, I still can't really tell what the difference is between this and Settlers 3. But I'm quite enjoying this. Or at least it feels comfortable enough, just, you know... I don't know, we'll see. When I've done all the tutorials and actually start trying to play it, we'll see what I think. It's very interesting, says Ender, seeing how surnames are developed. Most Scottish surnames, for example McCleary, derive from the profession of the father. In the previous case, a cleric. Oh right, Cleary, cleric. Yes, because we know that Muck means son of. Literally in Gaelic, son of cleric, yes. And I believe that's what the O apostrophe is in Irish. Is Irish the correct word to use there? Probably not. But you knew what I meant. Come on, get on with it. They've disabled my skip forward a minute button, so I can't hurry you up. Oh dear. Right, I'll do that then. It's just going to issue me another command, and then I'll set that going. The Toolsmith's Works produces all the various tools needed in your settlement. As soon as the Toolsmith Works have been completed, select it by left-clicking on it. Now which was the Toolsmith? That one? You can use the round button to open the sidebar menu. This is where you can enter the quantity of a particular tool which you would like to produce. It's not very intuitive, the UI, is it? Select the tool desired and use the arrow keys to enter the number to be produced. To give instructions for permanent production of that tool, simply click on the horizontal infinity figure. Horizontal figure 8 is how they describe that. Produce at least 2 saws and 2 pickaxes, alright? So, well, let's say... No, I can't click that, alright. 2 pickaxes. 2? Or just 1? And a saw. Oh. Very weird behaviour. Did you see what the cursor was doing there? That was weird. Right. Now let's just wait for him to make that. There he goes. There we go. There's a good bit of settling. You get to watch him. I'm now going to go and finish the tea. Whoops. I did that with my foot. I kicked the drawer by mistake. I didn't intend to do it. There we go. Off I go to make the tea. Whoops. He fell down. Ooh, it smells nice over this end of the room. Reminds me of Woody and Star Trek. The tea already needs to be microwaved. This has got to be one of my best streams ever, don't you think? I'm really extremely competent at everything involved in life. Ender says, now my surname, which I believe is it McEwish? Is a bizarre one, because it didn't exist until... Oh, that wasn't me just doxing someone like it says there on the screen what his name is. But I'm worrying about how to pronounce it. I suppose it was me doxing someone, really. I could have just not read that out. Sorry about that. But I take it that you didn't mind, otherwise you wouldn't have put it there. Yes, I'm extremely confident that everything involved in today's stream is going very, very well. Now I'm putting milk in the tea. There it is. That's in the tea now. Now it's going in the fridge. In the fridge now. This up. So the technique I learned. In the outer Hebrides. There's 3 different bands of Hebrides. There's the inner Hebrides. Then there's the outer Hebrides. And then, if you go further still, you get to the outer Hebrides, which is another word for space. That's what they call it in the Hebrides. Both inner and outer. But not outer, because there they call it space. There we go, Abby. Let me make a cup of tea. Presumably this damnable tutorial is going to end at some point, and we can all get on with our lives. Let's find out. When you look at the Weaponsmith's context menu, wow, that's already exciting, isn't it? You'll see that it is very similar to that of the Toolsmiths, with production also being directed as a directed via sidebar. Select the Weaponsmith's Works, okay? Click that, and then there it is. Oh, but it's different. Very good. You've now manufactured your first metal goods, which means that we have come to the end. Hooray, of our introduction to the settlers' metal industry. Yeah, I don't know what any of this means. 50%? 50? Oh, it's like how many... Yeah, okay. If he just carries on manufacturing stuff. No, that doesn't make sense. All right. End. Hooray! There we go. Right, well, there we go. So, McEwish, right? So here's why people are called McEwish. The name didn't exist until the Highland clearances, and that was where everything was on sale in the Highlands. Where the McDonald's were forced off their land. Ah, right. So this was presumably the land was bought by a different, KFC or something like that. So okay, so there's a clearance on at McDonald's. Everything must go. Burgers are presumably like 10p over there, because KFC are moving in, they're going to boot them out. And they would have fought tooth and nail. By the way, they wouldn't have let that go easily. So I don't know what KFC brought to the table that meant that McDonald's had to move out. I would have thought that McDonald's was the bigger company, the more powerful, certainly. So there might have been something a bit fishy going on. Certainly something a bit chickeny. So when that happened, anyway, the McDonald's just became outlaws. Sweet. They all became Hamburglers. And when two Hamburglers were on the run from the law, and they were brothers, they mysteriously disappeared, and two very similarly named burglars, but this time with a different outfit, and now with the surname McEwish popped up. So my surname, despite being Scottish, does not relate to any professional in my family history, unless you count brave outlaw on the run from a corrupt government as a profession. And Max suggests that McCrime Boy would be a great surname. It would, but hang on. So that's how come the family is called. So you are a McDonald, essentially, if you take it far enough back. But you're on the lamb, or on the chicken. You're on the lamb because you're not prepared to buy chicken from your rival, and you've run out of beef. So what does McEwish mean though? What's the original Qwish? Wasn't a clergyman again, was it, or was that Creary? What was it we were talking about before? I can't remember. Do you know what a Qwish was and how you're a Macca for one? It's nothing. It's literally made up. Oh, brilliant! So it's like just son of the Dumbleflump. Great. That's what we'll call you from now on. McBadumbleflump. Huh. That's really interesting. Alright, there we go. So now we're going to go away and we're going to have dinner, and I urge you all to do the same. Let's play this again sometime when I can be bothered. Hopefully soon. Hopefully not a week will pass before I can be bothered to do it again, but you never know. Right. Actually, we've got quite a busy week coming up, so you never know. But anyway, I'll see you again soon, and we're going to play some more of that. And this time we'll finish the tutorials, and then maybe play the real game. I don't know. And then after that, then we're going to actually play a game I want to play.